What's going on, everybody? It's Chris Classic doing a car vlog on the way to work. Look forward to some car vlogs. I'm on my second shift at work, so I'm thankful that I got time to spend with you guys. God is good. Thankful for another day. Thankful for another opportunity to even speak and bless His name. God loves you. Christ loves you. I love you. Don't forget that. Nobody tells you today, remember that I love you. There's some things that aren't worth it that we feel like are, but we put God, we put Christ first, Jesus first, the Savior first, Messiah first. Watch what He do to it. He either get rid of it or He blesses it. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe to the C3 Ultimate Wrestling YouTube channel. That's me and my wife's professional wrestling company. We got a show in June in Crown Point, Indiana. Hope to see you guys there. I hope you guys support, subscribe, buy some merch on the website, anything. So I wanted to give my brutally honest opinion on the Undertaker's comments about the modern day of wrestling. Brutally honest. So I'm not holding anything back. Y'all ready? All right, me too. Ready, B? Let's go get him. He's 100% right. Look, I do not care about feelings being hurt. I think that constructive criticism can hurt. But what do you take it from that? And I've always said there is a difference between taking criticism professionally and taking it personally. And I do think a lot of wrestlers and even fans and podcasters and interviewers and stuff like that, I do think they took it more personal than professional. Listen, Undertaker is not one of these guys that left the business and left for years and then just came back. Outside of injury, this dude's been in the game for about 30 years dang near. You get what I'm saying? So this dude has known everything from doing territories to the main stages and stuff like that. Wrestling for WCW and WWE and stuff like that. Hall of Famer. Like, this dude committed to his gimmick for years as a zombie, basically. And even if he wasn't a zombie, he was the American badass. You get what I'm saying? Like, this dude committed to who he was. And even when social media was booming, he didn't subscribe to it yet. He just started doing it just a few years ago. So if he does say that, like, a lot of guys, they aren't basically protecting their brand and their business and characters, then yeah, it's true. I've said this for a long time. And I'm not saying that I'm anywhere close to the accolades that The Undertaker has in professional wrestling. I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is, I agree with him. I've been saying this. This is why stories aren't compelling anymore. You had Jericho and MJF. They was feuding a couple years back. And there was pictures of them behind the scenes laughing with Tony Khan looking at a TV screen. So it's just like, you guys are supposed to hate each other. To me, that takes the suspense out. Oh, these guys are friends at the end of the day. I watch battle rap sometimes, right? And a lot of people look at rappers, and they're best friends with people they battle rap with. And a lot of people don't even care for the battle because they know they're not going to bring out personals. And they're not going to say anything to try to win or anything like that, And people be like, nah, this isn't true battle rap because y'all are friends. Y'all not trying to win. Y'all are just here to compliment each other and then just say some mixtape rhymes. Same thing with wrestling. It's just the same thing. Social media is a gift and a curse to professional wrestling and characters and even kayfabe. So let's bring it like this. So Dominic Mysterio is the son of Rey Mysterio, right? So, Dominic is like straight slapping, disrespecting his dad, wishing his dad was Eddie and all of that stuff, right? So would it make sense right now that they go to Applebee's together, get a 2 for $20 or a 2 for $25 meal? It would not make sense because of the tension that they have with each other, not only as wrestlers, but as family members. The things that they're trying to portray and trying to spark interest with wrestling fans and people, period. And even people who want to watch WrestleMania just because. Some people do that. You get what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense for Roman and Cody to go to Olive Garden and get endless breadsticks and endless soup together. It doesn't make sense right now because of the tensions that they have, especially with the fact of bringing up Dusty, Cody's father, a lot of times, and him not being a champion and stuff like that. It does not make sense. We are living in an era, though. We are living in an era where people will literally have a first blood match, and you'll sell the thing that this person said, I was a bad father, I was a bad this, a bad husband, alcohol abuse. And then after the match, we'll literally take a picture together. Hey, we killed each other. Oh, so you guys really didn't like that. So I do understand. Even Undertaker admits that he's a dinosaur. In wrestling terms, a dinosaur is a bigger guy, old school guy, usually a guy who follows tradition and stuff. And I know a lot of people, they took what he said with a grain of salt because a lot of people were still mad at him because he said that the current generation of wrestlers are soft and all they do is play video games. And he said when they were wrestling and he started out, they had guns and weapons and stuff like that. Now, first of all, I will say this. I thank God I ain't got to do that for wrestling no more. Well, I never did it. But I'm thankful. I hope he ain't got the blicky in his backpack when he goes to do wrestling events and stuff. You know, a lot of people did take offense to him it being soft. Now, I got what he said. Could he have said it better? Probably. But this is an OG, and I'm not trying to sit here and say you gotta worship and praise everything this man says out of his mouth. I'm not saying that. But I get what he was saying. When you do look at Dark Side of the Ring or Tales from the Territory, you look at these shows and they're saying, like, you know, Lawler was straight slapping people and knocking people out when they said that the business was fake. Now wrestlers are really just saying who they are. My name is this and I portray this on TV. WWE's done Total Divas where people be like, hey, my name is Trinity, but I go by Naomi on WWE. And, you know, a lot of stuff. It's not just AEW. It's WWE too. It's a lot of other companies too, where a lot of companies do that and they expose it. Now, I say we can take some of that power back as a wrestler and as a booker and promoter. We can take it back, but people choose not to. So I get what he's saying, because a lot of people expose the business and they don't have to expose it anymore. You know what I'm saying? Undertaker is just starting to talk about certain things, but he even said out of his own mouth that he's not going to say everything because everything does not belong to everybody. And as far as him calling wrestling, the modern day era of wrestling soft, that's pale compared to what a lot of podcasters, a lot of fans who have microphones and podcasts, even what other wrestlers say. That is pale compared to what other people say about wrestlers. Oh, I wish you could do better. You need to quit. You need to lose your job. You need to do something else. You know, some people want people to die. Some people will start nasty rumors and stuff like that. That is pale compared to what everybody else says about certain things in modern era and stuff like that. Like I said, The Undertaker is not one of these dudes that's just like an egomaniac. I don't think he is. I don't think he's ever portrayed that. You get what I'm saying? You know, he was loyal to a company, regardless if you like the company or not. You know, I don't think a lot of people go up to Undertaker and say that wrestling is fake. And that's just the kind of aura that he wants people to have instead of feeding into it, you know. I'm not sitting here saying, like, I was talking to one of the wrestlers a couple weeks ago about it. I'm not saying, like, you got to go out there in your zombie gimmick and you got to go put 10 on 8 at the gas station. I'm not saying you got to dress like that at the mall. I'm not saying none of that. But the thing is, with social media and the things you portray and the things that you say, you know, bad guys are not supposed to be loved. But now, some people do love the bad guys. But now what do some of the bad guys do? Oh, I play a bad guy on the internet. Here, buy my merch. You know, we literally be having all kind of crazy matches with thumbnails, tables, and fire and stuff like that. And then he'll go online and say, hey, you should care about what we do because look at my body. And I'm like, you're not even supposed to care for that. Let alone you're supposed to sell that you don't even want to be in that kind of match. It is brutal. That's the only thing you should be saying. But now it's totally different now. And I'm not sitting here saying that, like, everything needs to stay the old school way. But just because times change, that also doesn't mean that you have to. You know, I don't think that, you know, I know, was it Mike Bennett? It was somebody, he said, well, why don't you, I don't know if he was talking to The Undertaker, so I will say this, but a lot of people are critical when the older wrestlers talk about the independent scenes. And they say, you know, oh, but why don't you come to the trenches and show people? And I'm like, listen, as a wrestler myself, I have seen where veterans have been in independent shows. Guys that you may or may not have seen on TV literally tell people, hey, you need to work on this. And I've seen these younger guys, these up and coming guys say, oh, well, I don't do this because A, B, C, D, E, F, G, or this doesn't make sense to me. These guys literally ask these vets, can you watch my match? And then as soon as they come back there and the vet actually watches their match, it's an issue because you don't want to listen to it. There's not a lot of vets in locker rooms no more because people don't want to respect what they have to say, but act like they do. And then when the veteran actually goes to social media and airs their grievances out, aka emptying the clip on some of these ungrateful people, all of a sudden, oh, you supposed to help us, why y'all not helping? So I know what the Undertaker is talking about. So even with Mike Bennett or a lot of the guys, you know, JR has been big and very vocal on AEW and certain things he don't like, certain things he like and stuff like that. And a lot of these younger guys who haven't been in the business long enough really go online and try to bash JR or talk about him or and stuff like that. And that's why the business is where it's at now. It's not that it's soft. It's not that you want to be taught. It's just that you're stuck in your ways and you don't want to change. Because that's what's making you money right now. But money can run out. I mean, look at the Joey Ryan situation. This dude was flipping people around with his body part, right? And even before that, it got stale before all the situations came on and they found out how bad of a person he was, allegedly. So, and that's it. Like, I'm sitting here literally like in locker rooms listening to these vets, talking to these guys, not even pleading, just really talking to them, saying, hey, you know, you can do better if you do this and that. And these guys trying to defend their shortcomings or why something was sloppy or why something didn't work. I ask people now, being in the business for 11 years, what was this? What could I have done better and stuff like that? Because there's a business and a professional thing that we should uphold. So when the Undertaker, who is a Hall of Famer, one of the most respected guys in the locker room and stuff like that, says something, and people just take away, oh, well, you said that these people were soft, and that's the only thing you take away, but you didn't take what he said to heart, the right stuff, then it is a problem. You know, it don't matter if these vets was in the trenches. It don't matter if these vets was in the independent scenes. And, you know, the territories was a way more brutal system than the independent scene. Because nowadays, everyone has a professional wrestler. Well, everybody has a wrestling company. I was about to say professional. Everybody has a wrestling company now. So you can't even say, oh, well, you wasn't with the trenches and stuff like that. Are you going to listen? People do seminars. I have a hit or miss take on seminars. Some people do seminars and people don't listen to what these people say. So it don't even matter. People are just going to take whatever you say with a grain of salt and move on. So that's all I wanted to say. Undertaker was absolutely right. This is something that can be fixed. And if people just let go of how they feel about what he said and take it actually professionally instead of personal, then you would have learned something. Instead of feeling like he's bashing the business. Because some of these vets actually still work the independent scene and stuff like that, and is trying to help people, and people still treat them like crap. I mean, it wasn't that long ago where Adam Page said he don't take advice from veterans. That's the mindset a lot of these guys have. I hate to say it, as a wrestler. A lot of people have that mindset. It is what it is. And that's why a lot of these veterans are saying what they are saying. Can it change? Yes. That's all I'm going to say about the situation. What do you guys think? Do you guys think The Undertaker was right? Do you guys think he was wrong? Can it be done better? And I'm talking about the interview with Ariel Helwani. I hope I said his name right. It's online. As soon as you put Undertaker in, it's like the first 15, 20 minutes he speaks about the situation. I spoke about the post when I went live last week, but I wanted to talk about it a little more. But what do you guys think? I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. God bless you guys. This is Chris Classic. Let's take it home.